Good morning, all, and welcome to Morning Flow. I'm Leo Bray, coming to you from Ruth Hardy Park in Palm Springs on behalf of Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center. Visit us online at urbanyoga.org or Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center on Facebook to check out our class schedule and our digital tip jar where you can make contributions to support our classes offered on Zoom and on YouTube later. And you can join us in person here Thursday through Sunday mornings in the northeast corner of the park near Avenida Caballeros by the school, whatever the school is next to me. Middle school? I don't know. The school next to the park. So, we're going to get started today in child's pose. Nice grounding and tuning in. So if you want, widen your knees. If your knees bother you, you can keep them closer together. You can walk your hands forward, let your head come down to the ground. And I love options. So there are always options here. Your child's pose could be more engaged with your arms continuing to stretch forward, or you can let your arms disengage, make it more passive. If your head doesn't quite reach the ground, you want to maybe make a pillow out of your hands. Rest your forehead on the back of your hands. You could also rest your head on a yoga block or a pillow or something else. But you want your head to touch down so that your neck can really disengage. So it's okay to make it an active pose in your arms and shoulders if you like, but we should let the neck disengage when we're in child's pose. Notice your breathing, letting it get deeper and slower as you find your comfortable stillness, your child's pose. Taking in the movements of your breath. How does your breath feel in this particular posture? Where does it register as it gets? Take in your surroundings, whatever is touching upon your senses. And take in the inner environment. Scan your body. Notice what's going on aside from your grounding contact, wherever you're touching down. Aside from the movements of your breath, how's everything feeling for you right now? Make particular note of anything that maybe doesn't feel so good. Any aches and pains, any stiffness registering as you're listening in. Making note of such things so that you can keep them in mind as we practice. Remembering that you're welcome to skip or modify anything we'll be doing, and thus find the practice that suits you best today. Inevitably, our mind wanders, our attention drifts, floats around. It's just what our mind does. Whenever that happens, just gently, compassionately redirect yourself, come back to your breathing, come back to noticing what's going on in your body. So these are our shared intentions. Pretty standard stuff. Maybe there's a more personal, specific intention that you have in mind for your practice today. Maybe you only thought of it when I mentioned it. If you want to set your own intention for practice, now is the time. Take a few breaths to let that finish forming up. And if you like, before we start to move around, we'll take 3 deep cleansing breaths in through the nose and out through your mouth with a sigh. Inhaling, slowly bring yourself forward and up and make your way to table. Open your hands up all the way. Feel your whole palms on the ground. Bring your shoulders above your wrists, your hips above your knees. Inhale, bring your heart forward. Let your head and tailbone go up. Exhale, bring your heart up. Let your head and tailbone come down. Continue for a few more breaths at your pace. You don't have to breathe at the same rate that I do. At the end of your next exhale, come back to the table with your spine neutral to the ground. Inhale. Exhale, look over your left shoulder. Look for your left heel. Inhale back through center. Exhale, look for your right heel. Do that for a couple more times on each side. Inhaling to center. Exhaling to look back. Meeting back at center. Reach back, press into the ball of your left foot, and take a couple breaths. With an inhale, pick your foot up and reach straight back through the sole of your foot. Feel your hip opening, your leg lengthening, your core going to work a bit. With an inhale, reach your right arm to the side. Feel the core engage more. If you like, bend that raised leg, reach that hand back. Can you connect with a bind? If so, kick against your hand, lift your knee. Release and lower down. Reach back, press into the ball of your right foot. Take a couple long breaths there. With an inhale, pick your foot up and reach straight back in the air. With your next inhale, reach your left arm to the side. Bend your knee, reach back, see about that bind. Stretch your quads, open your shoulder. Release, lower down. Step your left foot up between your hands. Step your right foot up to meet it. Hang out in a forward fold, swaying back and forth, bending and straightening your legs. Arms and head hanging heavy. Fingertips might drag on the ground or hands hanging in the air. Many folks like to clasp their elbows like this. Any degree of movement that feels helpful to you. Finding length in the back of the body. Gently shake your head no. And nod your head yes. Inhale, lift up halfway, hands to the front of your legs. Push against your legs. Feel for the crown of your head reaching forward away from your tailbone. Exhale, relax down into your fold. Inhale, roll to standing. Bring your hands up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Excuse me one moment. Technology adjustment. Taking the top of my head off on the camera. Let your hands hang at your sides. Lift your left shoulder towards your ear. Shift it back and let it down. And your right shoulder up, back, and down. Inhale, reach out to the sides. As you exhale, reach for your shoulder blades and hug yourself, or if you like, come to eagle arms. If you're in eagle, move your elbows and your hands forward and up. Inhale, open up again. As you exhale, cross the other way, reach for your shoulder blades or take your eagle. Moving arms up and forward if you're an eagle. Inhale, open up. Exhale, let your arms come down. Inhale, out and up. Interlace your fingers. Flip your palms to the sky. Look up at your hands. Lift up your heart. Inhale to come upright. Exhaling, bend to the right. Try not to lift your left heel or let your left shoulder curl forward past your ear. Inhale to come upright. Exhale, bend to the left. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, let your arms come down. Inhale, out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Reach back, runner's lunge. Inhale, reach forward, reach up, crescent lunge. Take a dropping an anchor from your pelvis to the ground. If you feel wobbly, adjust the placement of your feet. See if you can get less wobbly. If this high lunge becomes too much, let the back knee down, maybe uncurl the back toes. You can do that anytime. Exhale, sink forward in your hips, draw your arms down to cactus. Inhale, glide back and up. The movement in your legs can be as big or small as you want. From the top of the movement, let's twist to the left. Right hand comes forward, left hand back. Take a deep breath. Maybe 2 deep breaths. Come back through center, maybe hands to heart for steadiness, and twist to the right. Come back through center. Bring your hands down. Step your right foot back to meet your left. And we're in down dog. Walk your dog. Pedal your feet up and down for a few breaths. Lengthening the legs, glutes, back, arms. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop forward. I had a hunch we had hoppers. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, come down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, down. Rest your hands and step your right foot back. Runner's lunge. Find the length. Bend your fingers. Inhale, reach forward, reach up. Find your crescent lunge. Whoa, find steadiness. Always takes longer on the second set. For me, anyway. Exhale, sink forward. Inhale, glide up. Maybe 5 more times. Maybe you're going faster than me. Follow your breath. And twist to the right. Come back through center. And twist to the left. Come back through center. Plant your hands. Step your left foot back. Nod your head. Shake your head. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, come down. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Here's where I pause for a drink so I can keep talking. As the sun's starting to hit me, my throat's getting dry. When you're ready, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold down. Plant your hands and step back to a plank. We'll hang out for a few breaths. You can always lower your knees if a shorter plank serves you better. Let your hips come down in line with your shoulders and heels, or shoulders and knees, whichever plank you're in. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down. How slow can you go? Keep your elbows in close. Don't stop breathing. If you go really slow, maybe you need another breath. There is strength in the slowness. Let everything go. Press into your hands. Inhale, lift your head and chest. Maybe just a low cobra. Go as high as you want and listen to your low back on each heart opener. Exhale, rock back onto hands and knees. Curl your toes under. Press into your feet, lift your knees. Press into your hands, lift your tail. Down dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, come away. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, down. Plant your hands and step back to plank. This time on an exhale, lower just halfway. Drop your knees if you like. Inhale, bring your heart forward, cobra, or maybe up dog now. Exhale, back and up to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Keep the leg long, stack your hips. Left hip above right hip, look under your left arm. Square your hip down. Exhale, draw your knee towards your left elbow. Take a breath. Inhale, reach your leg up. Exhale, draw your knee towards your right elbow. Take a breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower your leg. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, come down. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, down. Plant your hands and step back to your plank. If your arms get tired, you could go right from plank to down dog. Otherwise, exhale, lower. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, back and up. Inhale, raise your right leg. Stack your hips and look under your right arm. Square your hip down. Exhaling, draw your knee towards your right elbow. Take a breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, draw your knee towards your left elbow. Take a breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower your leg. And take 3 cleansing breaths. Put your knees down and make your way to child's pose for just a minute. Let your breath take over. As before, any variation of child's pose that works for you. Notice what feels different from that first child's pose. There's no wrong answer. Notice whatever there is to notice. If you can't notice any difference, that's just something else to observe. Inhale, come forward and up through table. Take your time, make your way back up to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high. This time, bend your knee and then stack your hips. Now here you can either flex your foot and make circles with your knee in each direction, or if you like to, you could flip your dog. If you're flipped, softly flip back and square your hip down. Exhale, draw your knee towards your chest. Send your foot over to the right side. Rest the outer edge of your foot on the ground. Star pose. If you want to go further, you can bring your right hand in towards your heart and on up towards the sky. Fallen star. Exhale. And exhale, draw your knee towards your left wrist, your ankle towards your right wrist. Let that leg land. Setting up for pigeon. Let the back knee down, uncurl the back toes. Take a look at that right leg. See that it's in line behind your hip. Press into your hands. Inhale, lift your head and chest. Open the midline. Exhale, walk your hands forward, melt. Release down into pigeon. Allow adjustments to keep happening as your hips open and settle. Let the knee slide back if it needs to. The elbows slide forward. Surrender into gravity and breath. Take 3 or 4 more breaths here. When you're ready, start to rewind yourself. Walk your elbows back. Get your hands planted. Lengthen your arms. Lift your head and chest. If you like, bend that right leg. Maybe reach back, see about taking a bind. I like to use the opposite hand. Some people like to use the same side. If you're using the opposite hand, don't twist your torso too much. Try to keep your chest aimed forward. Release the bind. Into the ball of your foot to lift your knee. Press into your hands. Lift the left leg up. Bend your knee. Stack your hips. Flex your foot. Make a couple circles in each direction with that knee. Square your hip down. Lower your leg. Inhale, lift your heels. Maybe you rock onto your toes. Exhale, lower your heels. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Bend your knee. Stack your hips. Flex your foot and circle your knee or flip your dog. If you flip, just as gently flip back. Nice soft landings. Square your hip down. Exhale, draw your knee towards your chest. Send your foot over to the left. And if you like, bring your left hand in and up. Exhaling, bring the left hand down if it's raised. Draw the knee to center. Reach your leg up high. Exhale, slowly draw your leg forward. Set up pigeon for the other side. Take your time. Remember, check the alignment of the long leg back there. I like to go up before I go down. Inhale up. Exhale, release down. This side might feel different. Let it feel different. It's okay. It doesn't have to look or feel the same. It's also okay if it does look or feel the same. Exploring what your hips need. There's no wrong way to explore. There are wrong ways to say wrong. The brain is always moving faster than the mouth. Or is that the other way around? There were no absolutes. I love when I'm talking to the screen and I'm getting the in-person laughter. Folks watching online, they don't get the audience appreciation that we get in the park. When you're ready, start to come out. Take your time. If you like, bend that left leg and reach back and see about the bind. There are plenty of times I could not find my foot in doing these various binds. I would just flail around. Release if you've got it. Plant your hand and your foot and slowly push back up to your last three-legged dog. Bend your knee, stack your hips, flex your foot, make those circles with your knee. Square your hip down, lower your leg. Inhale, lift both heels. Exhale, lower. And walk your hands back to your feet. Soft knees, heavy arms. Let your arms swing front to back. Let the weight of your arms pick up momentum so the swinging gets bigger and bigger. When you're ready, swing your arms up and sit back to chair. Releasing down into the ground, releasing in the front of your hips, back of your knees, front of your ankles. I can't see anything. There we go. Bring your hands to your heart. Press your thumbs to your sternum. Keeping your spine long, keeping your hands centered on your chest, keeping your knees lined up just like they are. Exhale, twist to the left any amount without losing your alignment. If you like, open your arms. Bring your hands together if they're apart. Slowly with control. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist to the right. If you like, open your arms. If arms are open, bring hands together. Slowly with control, inhale to center. Big exhale, fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, hands to heart. It's okay if your big exhales don't sound like mine. Maybe you're not standing in the sun. Exhaling through your mouth releases excess heat. Having another drink. I could move over there. I'm not going to bother moving everything, but thank you. I like the sun. It's okay. Bring your hands to your heart. We'll play with some balancing. Set your eyes on something at eye level that won't move and shift your weight from one leg to the other with your feet on the ground. I don't want to take time out of practice to move my mat and move the laptop. When you're ready, bring your weight into your left leg. Let that knee stay soft. Pick up your right knee. Bring it over to the side like opening a gate. Bring your foot to your left leg. So maybe toes on the ground, heel on the ankle, maybe the sole on the calf, maybe on the thigh. Please, never on your knee. And if you like, you can grow the branches of your tree. Maybe you keep your hands at your heart. Maybe there's breeze in your branches. Maybe your tree is more still. Do whatever you want with your hands and your arms. Put your foot down and pick it up anytime. If you fall, you're human. If you get up, you're a yogi. Beautiful. No two trees look alike. Bring your hands back to your heart. If they're elsewhere, pivot your knee forward. Reach your foot forward. We're going to go to warrior three. Tip onto that foot. Lift the other foot. Reach back. Picture your body parallel to the ground. Hands can stay at your heart. Reach back by the hips or out to the sides or out in front of you. Or maybe they come to the ground. Maybe they come to yoga blocks. I don't have blocks, but pretend there are blocks right here. You could stand blocks up and use blocks. You can also use a wall or a tree or a piece of furniture to grab onto a little or a lot. You can do standing balances with one hand on your support the whole time. It still work. Exhale, lower your foot. Inhale, stand. Shake out your legs and anything else that wants to shake. Have a drink if you want. I'm going to keep talking. I have to. This is why I have an insulated bottle. Sometimes the sun shifts right onto your water. When you're ready, hands at your heart. Reset your eyes. Shift back and forth to reset your feet and your hips. When you're ready, bring the weight into your right leg. Lift your left knee. Open out to the side. Bring your foot to your leg. Find your tree. Take whatever expression you like. Maybe your leg doesn't want to do the same thing as it did on the other side. Maybe you want to do a different arm expression. Like some of us always do something different. I always do this on the second one because this feels good in my back. I think I've done it every day since I discovered it. Make sure you're breathing. All the trees need air. Beautiful. Bring your hands back to your heart. Pivot your knee forward. Extend your foot forward. Slowly tip from your right foot to your left foot. Reach your right foot up and back. Take whatever arm expression you like. Let the standing knee stay soft and responsive. And make sure you're breathing. I heard you stop. Call center training. I have active eavesdropping. I'm always listening. I can be in a room with 20 students and I'll say, 3 of you stop. Exhale, lower your foot. Inhale, stand. Shake things out. Shall we play with one more? All right, nobody said no. There were a couple dubious looks, but nobody said no. Hands at your heart. It starts the same way, but we're not going to do the same thing we just did. Shift a couple times. Which leg were you just standing on? Help me out. You're right. Okay. Bring the weight into your left leg. I want to make sure to alternate legs, and my brain just forgot. Pick up your right knee. Drop your right hand. Grab your foot or your leg, whatever grip works for you. I'm grabbing my big toe, but you could grab your shin, your ankle, your calf, or behind your knee. So you could grab way up here. And we're going to reach the foot forward. Maybe swing those limbs out to the side. Maybe extend the left hand out. Maybe you can rewind, come out slowly, reverse the order of the transition. It's often not that smooth. Shake it out. I never know if I'm going to fall. Sometimes I demonstrate how to fall. Bring your hands to your heart, last balance, and then you get to sit down. Sighs of relief. Whenever you're ready, bring the weight into your right leg. Pick up your left knee. Drop your hand, grab that foot or leg. Whatever grip works for you is totally fine. Reach your foot forward. Maybe open. Yeah, maybe step over to a tree or a wall for support. Maybe open the other arm. Sudden inspiration. He just walked off his mat and went to grab a tree. Sure. Maybe I could do it again. Bring the hand back in. Swing the foot forward. Bend the knee, release. Shake it out. Some of it's practice, some of it's skill, some of it's luck. Some of it's footing, depending on what you're standing on. If it's too cushy, it makes it harder. Grass is harder than a hardwood floor. Let's have a seat. More difficult than a hardwood floor. Usage. All right, some forward folds. Don't lie down yet. I mean, you can. I won't stop you, but it's not what I'm doing. All right. Legs extended, feet flexed back for you. Feet flexed back towards you. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold down over your legs. If your knees want to bend, let them bend. As you inhale, think of the crown of your head reaching forward. As you exhale, think of lowering some more. Inhale, walk your hands up the front of your legs. Sit yourself up. Now let your arms help your legs open to whatever degree you can, whatever that is for you. And let your arms keep helping your legs. Bend your right leg and bring your right foot to your left leg. Left and right is hard. Pivot your chest. Aim your sternum at your left foot. Flex your left foot back towards you. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold over your left leg. Then take a couple breaths. See if that fold gets a little deeper. And keep your right hand where it is. Open your left arm out to the side and turn your head. Look for your hand. Rotate your arm, point your thumb down. Bend your elbow. Reach the back of your hand towards your right hip and feel your left shoulder back. It's okay if you don't reach your hip, just aim for it. Maybe your hand lands at your when you're extend your arm, undo that rotation, slide your left hand back over by your right hand. Swing your right arm out to the side, turn your head to follow. Turn your thumb down, take that half bind, bend your elbow, reach towards your left hip and peel your right shoulder back. Extend your arm, turn your thumb up, reach your arm up alongside your ear, overhead towards the other arm. Slowly reach up, reach out, sweep your arm across, and walk your hands up your leg. Let your arms help your legs extend right, bend left, bring the foot over. Pivot your chest, flex your right foot. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Swing your right arm out to the side, turn your head. Turn your thumb down, bend your elbow, reach across, feel your right shoulder back. Extend your arm, rotate thumb up, slide your hand back over by your left hand. Swing your left arm way out to the side, turn your head. Turn your thumb down, take your half bind, bend your elbow, reach across, peel your left shoulder back. Extend your arm, Turn your thumb up, reach your arm up alongside your head, overhead, towards the other arm. What we're doing here is undoing compression in the middle of the lower back, the kind of compression we get from sitting a lot. Well, that's part of what we're doing. So this particular part of the sequence is aiming at. We just did a lot in the sequence. Reach up, reach out, and sweep that arm across, and walk your hands back up your leg. Using your arms to help. Extend the left leg, nudge the legs towards each other, bring the soles of your feet together. Have a big space between your heels and your pelvis. If you can, slide your hands under your ankles, and if not, reach over your ankles and walk your hands forward. Doesn't matter whether you go under or over. You're going to use traction in your arms to come into this pretzel-y shape, and let your neck go, let your head drop, and breathe into that center of the lower back, right above the sacrum. Slowly walk your hands back, press up from the ground. One more fold. Keep your feet together, bring them in as close as you can. Interlace your fingers, grab your toes, wriggle on your seat. Bring the bones in your seat closer to the ground, tilt your pelvis forward. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. Exhaling, hinge at the hips, fold forward with your spine long at first. See how far the long spine will go, and then let your neck go. Breathe into your hips. Inhale, slowly sit up. One more time, let your arms up, legs push the knees up towards each other. Plant your feet. Plant your hands at your hips. Wiggle your feet further apart. Let your knees go back and forth. Maybe it's just the knees, or maybe your head turns to the opposite side as your knees go down. Maybe you go further, and as your knees come down, you reach your opposite arm up and lift your hip. Maybe you enjoy that. Maybe you hate that. You decide. Maybe you just let your knees go back and forth. Everyone in the park seems to be liking this. Some days my lower back doesn't like this one. Today it's good. All right, come back to center. Bring your feet in closer. Reach your arms out in front of you. Here, I'll give a different angle here for the video. Reach your arms in front of you, feet planted. Sit back as far as you can without tipping over or lifting your feet. Doesn't matter how far that is. Find your angle. Now play with some core engagement. Lift your feet a little. Take a couple breaths. You can always grab your legs if you need to, and you can put your foot down anytime. Feet down anytime. Think of the highest you can go and aim for halfway there and take a couple breaths. Lift your feet as high as you can and take a couple breaths. Lower halfway. Take a couple breaths. Lower most of the way, not all the way. If you can help it, take a couple breaths. Let your feet down and let your hands down. And scoot forward and come down onto your back. Down onto your forearms, down onto your back. So you're on your back. And then extend your legs. We're going to do fish pose. It's a nice counter pose for pigeon. I know you can't see me once you lie down, so you use lots of words. Dipping your feet and legs together. Lift your left hip, slide your hand under your butt, palm down, and sit on the back of your hand. And then lift your right hip and do the same thing. So you wind up sitting on the backs of your hands. So your feet are together, your hands are together. Now start to walk your elbows towards each other. I can't touch my elbows. Just walk them towards each other. This brings the weight out of your back and into your arms. Maybe most or all of your back is off the ground now. Lift your head, lift your chest. Keeping your shoulders there, let your head gently tip back. Let your neck gradually disengage. Let the crown of your head just barely find the ground. We don't want to put pressure on the neck. Just gently touch down. There's fish pose. We take a few deep breaths. On the exhales, release any sound that wants to come out. And then we come out just as slowly. Lift your head. Go all the way forward. Bring your chin to your chest. Then let your shoulders down. This makes your talk funny. And then let your head down. And then lift your right hip. Take your hand out. Lift your left hip. Take your hand out. If your hands went a little numb, bang them on the ground and wake them up. Draw your knees towards your chest. Hug your knees. Rock and roll a little. Massage your back against the ground. Let your left foot land. Cross your right ankle above your left knee. Reach your arms out to the side. Keep your shoulders grounded. Let your legs fall to the left and turn your head to the right. Slowly bring your head and your legs back to center and switch up your legs. Plant your right foot. Cross your left ankle above your right knee. Let your legs fall to the right and turn your head to the left. See if you can keep your shoulders grounded. Softly bring your head and legs back to center. Uncross your legs. Inversion time. Draw your knees towards your chest. Reach your feet towards the sky. Reach your hands up to grab your legs or your feet and play with movement in happy baby pose. Maybe there's some other inversion you want to do. Feel free to do it. Maybe you like shoulder stands or plow or playing with headstands. Lots of different ways to bring your legs and your feet higher than your heart. I like to do for at least a minute at the end of practice. Sometimes I just play with the happy baby pose by extending my legs and pushing and drifting towards plow. Maybe sometimes it becomes plow, sometimes not quite. You can invert for as long as you like. When you feel complete with your inverting, you can make your way to Shavasana. Now, we use this word in two ways. Shavasana, it's a state we come into, and it's a posture we come into. So the posture, which is just one option for concluding practice, corpse pose, is what Shavasana means. You can extend your legs out, let your feet splay apart, let your hands rest by your hips. And this is a standard way to rest and conclude practice, integrating the benefits of your work as you just breathe in stillness. But if this isn't comfortable, you should get comfortable, and that can be in any position that you want. We also use the word Shavasana to refer to this phase of integration, absorption, quiet, meditative rest. So any posture where you can be comfortably still for a couple minutes is perfect. Allowing your breath to slow down, your body to continue grounding even more, just like as we started practice. Maybe you focus on your breathing as a simple meditation. Maybe you recall an intention you set at the start of practice and reflect upon that. Or maybe you just let your mind wander. Sometimes I like to read a little something or quote a little something or give an additional reflections, but sometimes I like to just give more silence because that is a very precious commodity in our world today. And by silence, I mean I'll stop talking. It's not going to be silent because we're in a public park. But I'll give you a couple minutes of not hearing me. Start to give yourself some even deeper breath. Intentionally. Slowly allow your body to begin moving bit by bit, small movements, leading to bigger and bigger movements. Moving mindfully, moving gently, taking your time. When you're ready, sit yourself up. If you like, bring your hands up by your heart. Maybe that's hands together, or maybe it's hands pressed to your heart. Thank you for sharing in this practice today. The light within me sees, honors, and bows to that same light within each of you. Namaste. Thank you. Once again, Leo Bray here on behalf of Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center, coming to you from the northeast corner of Ruth Hattie Park in Palm Springs. Kristen loves when I turn my accent on. The Park. We're here Thursday through Sunday mornings. You can join us live in person. We're at distance Everybody wears masks, and once we're set up at a distance, some folks take them off. We have all the safety supplies you need. We have sanitizer and wipes and sign-in sheet for contact tracing and a donation box. And you can make donations online. You video folks who are staying in the AC or back northeast in the heat. Visit us online at urbanyoga.org or Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center on Facebook to make those digital contributions, or check out the class schedule. We have classes on Zoom every day. Questions and feedback are always welcome. That goes for Zoom folks, Park folks, YouTube folks. See you next time.